Americans are really trying to figure out what the end of the pandemic looks like. And I think there's still a lot of uncertainty in people's minds. I think there's certainly a lot of data that suggests that Americans are ready to be able to start getting back to their lives, but most people are still taking a wait and see type approach to make sure it's safe before they sort of fully plunge back into the things they did before the pandemic started. But I think there's a lot of uncertainty about the specific mechanisms to do that. And this new Hill data point suggests one of those, the idea that the government would create a vaccine passport that proved people's vaccination status. Is people are very sort of ambivalent about. It's essentially 50-50 support on creating this sort of vaccine passport 5347, which I think reflects just sort of people's sort of reluctance to commit to sort of this sort of government list. And I do think you see some of the effects of partisanship playing out here, where Republicans are less supportive, Democrats are more supportive, which honestly echoes sort of attitudes about the pandemic just in general. But I think it also sort of reflects the uncertainty about what this vaccine passport would actually give people, what it would sort of allow them to do or not allow them to do. And I think people are resistant to the idea of being barred or barring others from doing activities based on vaccination status, especially as we're not quite yet to the point where everyone is able to get the vaccine, where it's still very much some people have been able to access it, some people have not.
Government should not require any Texan to show proof of vaccination and reveal private health information just to go about their daily lives.
Well, I don't support vaccine passports. I don't think it's necessary, and I don't think it's a good thing to do in America.
One on vaccine again. Is there any thought being given to a federally organized vaccine passport of some kind? Does the President see that maybe as some kind of tool that could be used, or would he lean more on the side of people who have raised objections over privacy and so on?
Well, let me be very clear on this. I know there's been lots of questions. The government is not now, nor will we be supporting a system that requires Americans to carry a credential. There will be no federal vaccinations database and no federal mandate requiring everyone to obtain a single vaccination credential. As these tools are being considered by the private and nonprofit sectors, our interest is very simple from the federal government, which is Americans' privacy and rights should be protected, and so that these systems are not used against people unfairly. There is a movement, as you know, in the private sector to identify ways that they can return to events where there are large swaths of people safely in soccer stadiums or theaters, and that's something that that's where the idea originated, and we expect that's where it will be concluded. We will be providing some guidance, which will look like an FAQ, a frequently asked question. I hate acronyms, but that provides important answers to questions that Americans have, in particular around concerns about privacy, security, or discrimination soon. I don't have an exact date for that yet.